Welcome to Adding Dollars. In this video, I'll be going over my weekly update on the highest volatility stocks. So stocks that are paying the highest premiums for covered calls and cash secured puts. Before I jump into this week's scan, if you're new to cash secured puts or covered calls, make sure to check out the videos in the description. Now let's go ahead and jump right into it. So I'm in the Thinkorswim platform and I'm on the scan tab. And as always, I'm going to be scanning the S&P 500. So let me go ahead and switch this and then click scan. And here I have the implied volatility column sorted from highest to lowest. So let's go ahead and take a look. Here we have a lot of stocks that currently have earnings either this week or coming up in the next few weeks. That's what these little symbols here indicate. The stock with the highest volatility is currently Solar Edge Technologies with an 89% implied volatility, and it has earnings coming up on November 1st. So let's go ahead and jump to the trade tab and see what kind of premiums it's currently paying out. I'm going to be looking at the 9-day out options. And here we can see that you could get as high as 6.3% currently, selling the one strike below the current stock price. If you wanted to get about 2%, you could sell the 67 strike price and collect about $140 for selling that, or about 2%. And this column on the far right is a quick way to calculate the percentage profit for cash secured puts and covered calls. If you're interested in this column, make sure to check out the link in the description for how to put it on your own setup as well. Let's go ahead and look at the covered call side. If you wanted to buy 100 shares right now, it would cost you $8,104. And you could then sell the 81.5 strike price call option and collect about $570 to $585, which is almost 7%. And again, this is all because earnings are coming up and volatility is very high for a lot of stocks. Jumping back to the scan tab, let's see what else we have here. We have Enphase, Etsy, Warner Brothers. Let's look at Norwegian because it's a lower price stock, currently trading at $13.72. And this is all after hours data. Some of these numbers might change when the market reopens. Norwegian currently has a 71% implied volatility and has earnings coming up on November 1st as well. So let's go ahead and jump back to the trade tab. And here we can see that the 9 days out options, you could currently make about 1.88% selling the $12.5 strike price and collect about $23 from selling that. And if you wanted to do a covered call, it would cost you $1,372 to buy 100 shares right now. And then you could sell the $14 strike price and collect about $52 to $53, or about 3.82%. in just 9 days. I'm going to jump back to the scan tab and maybe we'll do one more, but again, feel free to pause the video and take a look at the whole list of high volatility stocks. Here we also have Airbnb, a slightly more expensive stock, but one that we haven't seen in this higher part of the implied volatility list in a while. Currently has an implied volatility of about 58% and has earnings coming up also on November 1st. So let's go ahead and look at the trade tab for this. Still looking at the 9 days out options, you could sell the 102 strike price, which is pretty far away from the current price of the stock, and make 1% in 9 days. If you wanted to get more risky and make a higher percentage, you could definitely sell one of the closer strikes. The risk here is if you did get assigned on this option that you're selling, you would need whatever the strike price is times 100 in order to buy 100 shares. So in this case, if you sold the 102 strike price, you'd need $10,200 if you did end up getting assigned. On the covered call side, because this is a slightly more expensive stock, you would need $11,850 to buy 100 shares, but then you could sell the $19 strike price and collect about $565 to $575, or about 4.85%, which is pretty high in 9 days. Again, feel free to pause the video and check out the full list here. And if you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like and subscribe, and I'll see you all in the next one.